Hey, welcome to the Ozzstar channel. On today's fun project, I want to show you or talk to you about tire safety real quick. You can see these tires right here behind me. I just put 4 new tires on one of my trucks. And the reason I did was not because they were worn out, but because of the severe dry rot. They were cracking. But what I want to do is show you exactly what's going on and what to look for. So I've got 4 tires here. I started to split them. That way it takes up less landfill space and they charge you less when you go to dispose of them. And I just use a Sawzall. I cut the sidewall and the tread, and then for the bead, which has a big thick piece of steel, and I'll show you that in a second in the profile here. That's what I want to get to show you. I just use these big 36-inch bolt cutters, bust right through it. But anyway, so you can see, well, maybe you can see how much tread is still on these tires. And I have a tread depth gauge here. What tire nerd wouldn't have one, right? I did work 4 years in a tire shop, so it looks like we got 6/32, which is about 4.5, almost 5 millimeters of tread. So there's still a pretty good amount of tread here. But the problem is the dry rot and the cracking. So what I noticed when the tire had 32, 35 pounds of air in it, like right along here on the sidewall. Hopefully that's picking up. You should be able to see that big crack, and that's all the way around. I was noticing that, but even worse is right up here on the actual tread. Now this was the scarier part for me. So in between here and here is a huge crack. So hopefully that's picking up, and that's a pretty good size. And that's all 4 of them had that issue. Some were worse than others, but anyway, let me show you the profile here on the tires that I cut and why this crack here is such a safety hazard. Now you can see on this split tire right here is that line, and right here. So right up here along here, if you're not familiar with the construction of a radial tire, you've got your bead here, which is a whole bunch of steel wires, kind of like a round shape, almost like round stock. And then your sidewall here, now this is white because these had white letters, raised white letters. But this is mostly like cord. This is going to be, you could call it kind of like nylon rope, I think is what they make it out of. And that's on the sidewalls. And then along here on your tread, you have the actual radial belts. So if I can zoom in, let me see. Zoom in for you. You can see there's thousands of little steel belts. So check this out. So the crack is coming up here. Now we've got the profile, and of course the tire would be under pressure and flexing. And you can see right where that crack goes right here, and it goes right to those belts. So that's very dangerous, not just if an object hits it, to be a weak spot, but water gets in there, these can rust away. Salt water would be even worse and corrode, and then you can have a potential blowout, which that could get a little bit crazy. So anyhow, that's why when you have severe dry rotting like this, it's important to change your tires. Some small cracks probably aren't anything to worry about, but when you got these big johns like this right here, they gotta, this thing's gotta go. It's not worth your life or somebody else's life or potential property damage. It's just not worth it. Change it out. Nobody wants to spend the money, but you got to spend it sometimes to be safe. So here's the DOT code here, Department of Transportation. I think that's a little overexposed. Let me lower the light. But anyway, it looks like these were made. You take the last 4 digits, and that's the 29th week of 2013. So this is February 19. So what, about 5 years, give or take. They've been on there. They're not that old. These are Yokohamas, but they were made in the USA. And it tells us that right here on the side, right there, made in the USA. All right, I'm glad I did take the time to make the video, because just earlier I went in and took a break. This is no joke. I just happened to get these tires on today. And in between working on the truck, I was getting something to eat and catching up on the news. And like 3 miles from my location right here, my house, there was a SUV that had a tire blowout. The right front blew out, and the SUV went right into the pond and basically sunk Nobody was hurt from what I understand, so that's a good thing. And they did say it was a tire blowout. So I figured, why not make the video? Maybe it could save somebody or help somebody from having a bad day. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Remember, don't just, take it for granted. You look at a tire and go, oh, that has a ton of tread. You can get one of these little depth gauges. I'll leave that in the link down below, in a link in the description down below. They're only a couple bucks. But you must look at them, especially like on the pickup trucks or any vehicle for that matter. On the front tires, on the inside, they tend to wear more than the outside. So tire rotation is always important. And while you're rotating those tires, take a good look, check for cracks. We don't want to see any crack, do we? Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to get more automotive videos, stuff into your life. And other than that, Instagram's Ozzstar1, Facebook is Ozzstar. And do what you do down below, comments, questions, suggestions. What do you do with your old tires when you got to get rid of them, or do you just let the tire shop handle it? Let me know down below, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
Here we go, Glenn. Let's pick it up. If you like, there's a banking coming downhill. Good. Let's take it around another lap. Alright, eyes up here.